Gen Z shares why social media is hurting their mental health. All right, let's see what this is about.
I think I am depressed, anxious, ADHD, or a mix of all three, said every person in Gen Z.
Gen Z is the first generation to grow up completely online, and they're starting to feel it.
We had to learn how to grow up in this different world of social media. We didn't have the rules passed down to us, and we're actually making the rules.
Hold on. You didn't have the rules passed down to you? What are you talking about? I grew up with most of the internet. I'm a millennial. And we definitely gave you some rules. We definitely give you a lot of rules about, like, the internet. Most of it's full of crap. So select wisely of what you're going to believe. There's so many filters and Photoshop things and whatnot that makes everything so fake. So just take things for what it is. Most of it's BS. And be careful what you believe in. Verify things. You see something online before you repost it, share it, whatever. Verify that it's actually true before you look like an idiot for posting something that's misinformation out there. And plus, we also told Gen Z that, like, hey, we grew up with MySpace and Facebook and Twitter. A lot of these are very addicting. So have a balance in your life and social media. We all know that, like, once you feel a little bored, you go straight to social media. So careful on that. I think the big thing that needs to be discussed more is, like, cyberbullying. Because I get it for, like, Gen Z. Like, I know, like, the internet and social media is like your world, right? I think the oldest Gen Z is 26, 27. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, like, this is your whole world because you grew up with it. It's like kind of like your identity, right? So I understand cyberbullying. Like, it's not like regular bullying, like at school. Like, it just stays there. Cyberbullying just follows you home. And you have to deal with things, and you're reading up posts and people making fun of you. And I know it's hurtful. So that is a discussion that needs to be taken care of and how to address cyberbullying. Now, creating your own rules, I hope you come up with some good rules of how to handle all this addiction, anxiety, depression, ADD, HD, HDDD, all the D's out there, all the H's, ADHD, all the D's out there. I hope you guys can figure out opportunities of, like, how to address them, not always complain about it on TikTok. Be like, hey, this is how you guys deal with it. We know you're on it all the time. Here's another opportunity that you guys can figure out. But anyway.
Corey Jane is a Gen Z poet who blew up online for her relatable poems about being a Gen Zer.
So I sit and I scroll and I rot on repeat.
Handed us our first phones in middle school. We were raised by them.
You know, so many people in Gen Z have been struggling with the ramifications of social media, you know, like screen addiction and, you know, a imbalance of dopamine when we're dependent on constant stimulation all the time.
50% of Gen Zers spend more than an hour on social media per day, according to research from the McKinsey Health Institute. But it's not just screen addiction. The social movements...
Ooh, they're going to get to social movements? Well, let's talk about screen addiction. Like, I get it. Like, the moment you feel bored, you take out your phone and look at the internet, look on social media. And there's, you know, you can do it anywhere. You're at the waiting area to see your doctor, pull out your phone, social media. You're in public transit, pull out your phone. You're waiting for class to start, pull out your phone, look at social media, see what's going on. And, you know, just get a little thrill before whatever's going on. But I also feel like the biggest danger, and I'm guilty of this too, don't get me wrong, that I think it's okay to feel boredom because it forces you to think. Iron out your thoughts. What's going on? Think about it. It's like going for a long walk. You know, walks are amazing. And I think Gen Z needs to go on more walks. Don't even put headphones on. Maybe calming music at best. But just think. Iron out all your thoughts. Come up with a plan of all your troubles, all your problems, and find opportunities to solve them. How to approach them best. Best course of actions.
Being born and spread online. I spent the afternoon on campus at University of Colorado Boulder, where people born between 1997 and 2012 told me the ever-increasing, quote, pressure to post about...
They just brush over the activism part. Because my generation was Occupy Wall Street. Unfortunately, we failed because we still see corporate landlords taking over everything. But we tried. I guess today is all about Palestine for Gen Z and transgender rights and a lot of other things. But hey, you know, if it's worth it, go for it.
Movements like these weighs on them almost every day.
Like there's a whole
cancel culture.
Like you get in trouble for like if you don't say anything, and then if you do, and like people don't agree with you, it's like either way, like you can't win.
I feel like the anxiety is coming from people our own age, and like
Gen Z's anxieties surround.
I like what that lady said. You just can't win, right? Because things are so extreme now with ideologies. If you're like, no, I don't believe that, you get canceled. You get told, you get labeled something. You're this. You're a Nazi. You're a hater. You're this and that. All because you disagreed with them. And I'm sorry, Gen Z, but if someone disagrees with you, like they don't like the trans movement thing going on right now, right? If someone says no, a man cannot go to the women's restroom, or no, a man cannot identify as a woman. No, a man cannot be in combat sports with other women. Just because you disagree with that person doesn't mean they should be labeled like a hater or anything like that. The best way is to have more speech, more education on things, not just go to the extremes and get mad at them and try to cancel them and then try to get them fired from the jobs or whatever. You look terrible when you're trying to do that and cancel people.
Social media is triple the levels of people their parents' age.
we're all like, I feel like impacting everyone, like each other's mental health the way that we're getting impacted too. Like it's a vicious cycle.
McKinsey's researchers note a shortage in access to behavioral health providers. Because of that, Gen Zers instead are less likely to seek care. And when they do, they rely on emergency care or turn to more social media, like following therapists on TikTok or Instagram.
If we know,
I hate it so much that people treat social media like it's their personal therapy. I don't have TikTok. I'm not on it because I know it's terrible. It's bad for your mental health already. And I think this is what China wanted because it is a Chinese freaking app, right? And look, they got what they want. They're making people miserable, especially our younger generation. But I digress. If you really need to talk to someone, highly recommend talking to a counselor or a therapist. Don't go out there on social media where people can make fun of you even more and make you feel even worse. That's not the place for validation. It's not. Go seek actual help. Everyone needs a counselor or a therapist, even if you really don't need it. It's like a personal trainer for mental health. That's how you should view it. I mean, me as a combat veteran, I still do counseling. I'm not ashamed to admit it. It's great. It's done wonders for me. Do I still need it? Probably not, but it's available. And I love it because I feel like I've succeeded so much in life because of it.
that there is going to be some sort of use of social media. How do we find the right way to be making it a supportive experience?
To combat the negatives, experts recommend if you're scrolling, be active on your feed rather than passive to strengthen social bonds. Turn off notifications when you're not on the apps and have a purpose every time you log on rather than just pulling up Instagram when you have a free moment.
A drug in our
Let me look at that list real quick. Negativity on social media. It's very easy to be a crappy person on social media. And when you're on social media and you're just absorbing negative comments, just people just having a shout match with each other, being crappy with each other, if you're watching people getting bullied, being made fun of, there's an endless supply of that. Joey Swole has his own social media calling out people for bullying people at the gym, filming them to make fun of them to get likes and clicks. That's bullying. And that type of behavior needs to be shamed. So all these negative comments that you see and read, it's just unhappy people who want you to go down in their terrible darkness with them. Before you write a comment, rather, I'll say this. You should only be posting positive things, positive comments. Because that's what happy people do. Happy people don't post negative comments. If you have nothing good to say, don't say anything at all. You have nothing good to post, don't post anything at all. We all have that aunt who puts those controversial posts of Donald Trump with Jesus behind him just to either get validation from their fellow conservatives or piss off liberals and see how they react, or that friend who wants to put, crazy liberal stuff and all the conservative friends come out and get mad. And it's just, people are just trying to pick arguments on social media. Don't be one of those people. I highly recommend not being one of those people because it's not good for your mental health. It's like a terrible mental health diet. If you're always consuming terrible negative stuff and you're getting a a small thrill of reading negative comments, posting negative stuff, making fun of people, videotaping random people at the mall, whatever, just to make fun of them online, you're not a good influence. You're a terrible person. And you're going to be one of these people who are using TikTok as a personal therapy about why they have anxiety and depression, ADHD, and everything else, because you're a crappy person. That's why. And you're not willing to look at yourself. You're willing to blame everyone. You're willing to blame all the apps, but not yourself. And realize maybe I should just turn this thing off and just think and iron out all my problems. Go for a walk, exercise, have an identity outside of social media and your phone. Go to the gym. Join a club like taking photography or something. Hiking club. Anything that doesn't involve being on social media. Because it's just, you can't handle yourself properly with all the negativity. You just want to embrace it. But I digress. That was quite the rant.
Moment.
A drug in our pocket without instructions on how or when addiction comes to stop it.
For Corey, she's reframed how she views her presence on social media.
Social media itself is neutral. It's like a neutral force, and it's kind of the user that gets to determine if it's going to have a negative or positive impact on themselves. And I think the important thing to realize when you're trying to be like, okay, real life versus social media is that whatever is in front of you, that is what's tangible.
That focused separation, an essential step to regulate mental health and scroll safely. Maura Barrett, NBC News.
Okay, so that's the end of that video. So what I'm trying to say at the end of this, and to conclude this video, we're able to identify all the issues, all the problems with social media, especially if that's impacting people, especially Gen Z, and soon it's going to be Gen Alpha, right? The younger generation. We can identify all the problems: anxiety, depression, bullying, sleep disorders, other disorders. It's just all the mental health issues you could think of. But no one's talking about opportunities and solutions. We're fully capable of, when there's a problem, we can find a solution. We can fix a problem. And I want to see more of that. I don't know if I'm adding to it. I'm kind of just like shouting out here, just talking. But I'd love to see people who can. I know it's just, I just went on a tangent about like just disconnect. If it's not worth it. If you feel like crap, you're absorbing too much crap. It's like a diet, like any diet. If you're always eating bad food, you're going to feel bad. And you're going to gain weight and you're going to feel bad and you're going to feel depressed. And the only way out of it is to stop eating that bad food in the first place, start exercising. And then you start feeling good about yourself. You feel more confident. You feel awesome. Same thing with social media. If you're not using it properly, if you're always absorbing negative crap, then you're going to feel like crap. Anyway, that's it for this video. Please leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you can. I look forward to your comments. And until next time, bye.